Strangely, this championship season is setting up to be a record low for top goal scorers. As we sit here right now, Norwich's Boya Sayeens is top of the charts with just 17 goals. The lowest tally in championship history is just 21 goals, so we're on course for a record-breaking season in that regard. But today, because it's an international break, we're going to be looking back at the previous top goal scorers in championship history, look at where their careers went afterwards and what they're doing now. So let's dive in. I'm Ryan Dilks from the second tier, and this is Where Are They Now? Every top scorer in championship history. Firstly, Nathan Ellington, 24 goals for Wigan in the 2004-05 season. We begin with a man whose career peaked early and then completely nosedived. Nathan Ellington scored 65 goals in his final 3 seasons at Wigan. The strike partnership he formed with Jason Roberts was absolutely lethal. He moved to West Brom at the age of 24 and everything declined very quickly. He would go on to have only 1 season for the remainder of his career where he scored more than 5 league goals despite continuing to play in the Championship until he was 32. He officially announced his retirement in 2015 at the age of 34. He now has a YouTube channel where he talks about Manchester United but hasn't uploaded in 2 years. Marlon King, 21 goals for Watford in the 2005-06 season. A problematic character, Marlon King was a very good goalscorer, having managed double figures in 7 of his 10 seasons at second tier level. Off the pitch though, he had several legal problems, shall we say. I really don't want to talk about this. This is meant to be a fun video. Anyway, he last played football in 2013 at the age of 32. He now lives in Zambia and is married to a beauty queen, so there you have it. Jamie Curison, 23 goals for Colchester in the 2006-07 season. The strange career of Jamie Curison. He was a prolific goalscorer in the lower leagues of English football before incredibly randomly moving to the South Korean League at the age of 28. He came back to England, ended up at Colchester, where he scored goals for fun in an iconic strike partnership with Chris Uwalumo. He would go on to play for various clubs in non-league and, get this, is still playing now at the age of 49. Well, sort of. He's player manager of 8th tier Cambridge City, but rarely actually features. In total, he's played for 22 clubs throughout his career. Sylvain Ebanks-Blake, 21 goals for Plymouth and Wolves in the 2007-08 season and 25 goals for Wolves in the 2008-09 season. The only player in championship history to be top goal scorer in back-to-back seasons and one of only 2 to do it more than once. He's also the only player to finish as top scorer despite moving halfway through a season. After helping Wolves get promoted in 2009, Ebanks-Blake struggled for goals in the Premier League. He was very much your classic case of too good for the Championship, not good enough for the Premier League. Although his career winded down early after leaving Wolves in 2013, aged just 27, he had spells at Ipswich, Preston, Chesterfield and Shrewsbury, where he never found the same form, mainly because of injuries. He was playing non-league football at the age of 31, despite only being in the Premier League 5 years earlier. He's since worked as an advisor to young players, as well as been a pundit on Manchester United's in-house channel, MUTV. Peter Whittingham, 22 goals for Cardiff in the 2009-10 season. There are a few players who could technically claim to have also done this, but for me, Peter Whittingham is the only midfielder to have finished as top goal scorer in a championship season. That left foot was an absolute weapon. Tap-ins from distance, free kicks, he scored every type of goal. He even got 10 assists this season as well. Peter Whittingham was an unbelievable player. He would go on to cement his status as a Cardiff City legend by playing for a further 7 seasons after this, playing more than 450 games. Tragically, he passed away in March 2020 at the age of 35 after a fall at a pub. Danny Graham, 24 goals for Watford in the 2010-11 season. Not sure there's ever been a player who's ever been as hot or cold as Danny Graham. At some clubs he's been brilliant, at others he's been terrible. He would play for 6 clubs after leaving Watford, including Swansea, where he scored 12 goals in one of his 2 Premier League seasons there, and Sunderland, where he scored just 1 Premier League goal in 3 seasons, despite costing £5 million. He retired from football in 2021 at the age of 32. He's now the owner of a bespoke football kit supplier as well as an agent, although he was found guilty of drunkenly crashing his Land Rover into a co-op in 2022, so there's that. Ricky Lambert, 27 goals for Southampton in the 2011-12 season. Up until a certain Serbian came along, Ricky Lambert held the record for the most goals and assists in a championship season. He also got 14 assists as well as the 27 goals in this campaign. After this season, he would go on to be a success in the Premier League with Southampton and even go on to play for England. He retired from playing in 2017 at the age of 35. Nowadays, he's a youth coach at Wigan, but is best known for being a massive conspiracy theorist.
I withdraw my consent to be governed by any corrupt, compromised, belligerent, criminal parliament.
Shut up, Ricky! Just shut up right now!
Glenn Murray, 30 goals for Crystal Palace in the 2012-13 season. For a long time, Glenn Murray was the only player to ever reach the 30-goal mark in a championship season, although he's better known for his exploits a few years later in the Premier League for Palace's big rivals, Brighton. After that, he would have a forgettable loan at Watford and then a brief spell at Nottingham Forest before retiring in 2021 at the age of 37. He can now be found doing punditry work. Ross McCormack, 28 goals for Leeds in the 2013-14 season. Ross McCormack is the only player in championship history to have scored 20-plus goals in 3 different seasons for 3 different clubs. For me, he is the best player to never play in the Premier League. Instead, his career went completely off the rails in pretty dramatic fashion. He moved to Aston Villa for £12 million in 2016, but fell out with Steve Bruce, including infamously for not being able to go to training because his electric gates weren't working at his house. He didn't play a single league game in the final 2 of his 3 seasons he had at Villa. Instead, he had loan spells at Nottingham Forest, Motherwell, and 2 spells in Australia, including playing with Usain Bolt. After being released by Villa, he would go on to have a short spell with non-league side Aldershot. He wouldn't play for 2 years before making 2 appearances with 7th tier Liversedge and then making 1 appearance for 8th tier Doncaster City. He's now trying to make a career in punditry. This video is brought to you by our good friends at SBK. If you haven't heard of them yet, then where have you been? SBK's comprehensive range of markets and exclusive offers makes it the best place to bet on the championship this season. Whether you're creating an accumulator or customizing your bet builder, SBK has got you covered. Don't believe us? Sign up today and find out. Daryl Murphy, 27 goals for Ipswich in the 2014-15 season. Before this season, Daryl Murphy had only had 1 season where he scored more than 10 league goals, and that was in the League of Ireland. So where 27 goals came from at the age of 31, only he knows. Newcastle inexplicably signed him for £3 million at the age of 33 in 2016. He carried on playing in the Championship until the age of 36 before moving to Bolton and then returning to his hometown club Waterford in Ireland. He retired from football at the age of 38, and I will be honest, I have no idea what Daryl Murphy's doing now. Despite several searches, I can't find anything about him, but whatever it is that he is doing, I hope he's having a nice time. Andre Gray, 25 goals for Brentford and Burnley in the 2015-16 season. Andre Gray went from non-league football to the Premier League in the space of 2 years after his goals fired Burnley to promotion. After an unsuccessful move to Watford, he became a bit of a journeyman. In the past 3 years, he's played in Greece, Saudi and Plymouth. Still only 33, he moved to Turkish second-tier side Fatih Karagümrük in January. He's also married to a member of Little Mix. Chris Wood, 27 goals for Leeds in the 2016-17 season. Chris Wood was essentially a championship striker for hire early on in his career. He played for 8 different clubs at championship level before even turning 24. He became an absolute beast at Leeds, which earned him a move to Burnley. He then went to Newcastle and then Nottingham Forest, where he's since reincarnated into the Brazilian Ronaldo and is scoring goals for fun. Matai Vydra, 21 goals for Derby in the 2017-18 season. The joint lowest tally for a top goal scorer in championship history. Vydra struggled at Derby initially, but then enjoyed a lot of success when Gary Rowett moved him into a number 10 role. After this season, he moved to Burnley for £10 million. He had 4 seasons at Turf Moor before returning to the Czech Republic with Victoria Pilsen, where he's still playing now. Teemu Pukki, 29 goals for Norwich in the 2018-19 season. Arguably the greatest free transfer in championship history. Pukki hit the ground running at Carrow Road and scored double-figure goals twice in the Premier League, as well as 26 goals in his next championship season after this. The Finn left Norwich in 2023 to move to MLS side Minnesota United. He then went back to his homeland in January, where he signed for HJK Helsinki. Aleksandar Mitrovic, 29 goals in the 2019-20 season and 43 goals in the 2021-22 season for Fulham. The man who ruined all top goal scorer tallies because no one is ever going to come close to the 43 he scored a few seasons ago. Up until that point, only 2 players had ever scored 30 or more in a season. Mitrovic did it in February. I could reel off plenty more stats, but it's simply the best goal scoring season in championship history, and it's very possibly never going to be matched. After a season in the Premier League with Fulham where he proved he can do it in the top flight as well, he cashed in his chips and moved to Al Hilal in Saudi Arabia, where he's nearly been averaging a goal a game. Ivan Toney, 31 goals for Brentford in the 2020-21 season. Before Mitrovic came along, Ivan Toney set a new record for the most goals in a championship season, becoming only the second player to score 30 or more in a campaign, remarkably in his one and only season at championship level. What came next was promotion, back-to-back seasons where he scored double figures in the Premier League for Brentford, a handful of England caps, before he also decided to choose the Saudi option, moving to Al Ahly in August of last year. Chuba Akpom, 28 goals for Middlesbrough in the 2022-23 season. A season which really came out of nowhere. In his first 106 league games in English football, Chuba Akpom scored just 8 goals. He wasn't even given a squad number at the start of this particular season with Middlesbrough and was allowed to leave the club. Then Michael Carrick came in at Borough and he became a goal-scoring machine. The following season, Akpom joined Ajax for £10 million, where it's fair to say he had a mixed time. He moved on loan to Lille in France in the latest January window. And finally, Sami Szmodics, 27 goals for Blackburn in the 2023-24 season. The most recent winner of the Championship Golden Boot, Szmodics was similar to Akpom in the way that he hadn't scored a huge amount of goals at Championship level prior to the season, and then suddenly burst into life. He had scored just 11 goals in his 83 Championship appearances before this campaign, so 27 goals is a pretty incredible tally considering he played a lot of this season as a midfielder. He's now at Ipswich Town, and despite being one of their standout players in the Premier League, he looks likely to be back in the Championship next season. So there we have it. This has been Where Are They Now? Every top scorer in Championship history. If you've enjoyed the video, make sure you like and subscribe for more content like this. I've been Ryan Dilks from the Second Tier, and a big thank you for watching.